Hello and welcome to Eyewitness Report on Channels Television, which provides you a platform to tell that story as it affects you. I am Chris Elems. This week, a fire incident in Oluwole Street, Mushin sets the hand of the clock back for some residents. Pressure mounts on Agege Motor Road as the Apapa gridlock remains. Also on the program, Uzagba Secondary School in Ikeduru, Imo State has become an eyesore. These and more on Eyewitness Report. I am Chris Elems. The Harmattan season is around the corner and the atmosphere is already getting drier by the day. As we have come to notice, fire accidents are usually very common during this period. Now, what would have become a major fire outbreak was averted in Lagos, thanks to the quick intervention of the Federal Fire Service and the Lagos Rescue Unit. Come along. This is what remains of a building on Oluwole Street, Mushin, after a fire incident that could have ravaged the entire neighborhood. Passers-by and a few affected occupants of the building are seen milling around, attempting to put their lives together and quickly keep the incident that befell them in the past. A cursory look around shows the area is a highly commercialized one with a huge petrochemical-based product market. Almost every house, including the partially raised building, has a store where mattresses, shoes, tailoring or furniture accessories are sold. These are highly inflammable items. An eyewitness who says he couldn't put his finger on how the fire started, however, recounts the incident of the day.
So as I'm coming from my house, so no reach neither 15 or 18 minutes, so I pass to my shop. So as I want to open my shop, I start hearing fire, 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 fire. So I left what I'm doing for a shop because I just want to open the shop. So all of us rush out. So as we run outside, we see lights, a fire, rolling. So we started rushing. So as we reached the fire have gone so high. So we cut some fumes. So we bring the throw it outside so that make sure the thing did not go too much. So along the line, the fire, they seriously too much. So we couldn't quench the lights. There is a lot of people trying to help, but the fire is too much. So as we help the one that helps before the light did too much, small time the fire service came. About 6 or 7 of them came. So they start quenching the light before everything died down.
As for these occupants, they are thankful that the Federal Fire Service and the Lagos Rescue Unit saved the day by responding quickly.
Yeah, it was terrible, because I have never seen something like this before. I keep hearing it, but when I saw what was happening yesterday, I was like, maybe we're not going to get anything, out of the building. Because I only came down to take my daughter to hand my daughter over to school bus. So, and going back upstairs, and I started hearing fire. So I have to take my wife and my other daughter. Say, let us go out. There is fire. So that was how when we came outside, everybody was just running hectare, So that was just. But later on, as we are still, you know how it is, the tension everywhere, people screaming and all that. You will not know what to do. So, but before you know what is happening, what actually surprised me yesterday, in fact, I never knew that we have advanced to that level, When the fire service people, immediately, when I saw them coming, I was like, what? So before you know it, about 5 of them, 2 from Federal, then Lagos State came. And in fact, the machine they came with, Lagos State, it was, when we saw it, we was like, in fact, there is hope. We can get things out,
Inside my place, I live up 42. Only what I lose there is only curtain. As the fire entered through the window from my side, immediately their fire service, they come pressing water. So when they are pumping water, the fire stopped. Inside my place is only curtain for my window I lost.
The business owner is not around, so we couldn't speak with him. However, the developer of the property, while still attempting to recover from what had happened to him, speaks with us.
I don't live here. Unfortunately, yesterday morning around 9 o'clock, a tenant of mine called me from where I was at my site that the house had gotten fire and the fire is ravaging on. So what do? I said, okay, let me start driving down there. So I called some of my workers that they should head down there and see that I'm walking close by on site close to the place. They should go there and start assessing the situation and keep on calling me that I'm driving down there. So when I got there, before I got there, the firefighter had come. They have calmed the fire down. I saw a lot of crowds around there. So I went into the flats to meet the tenants that are living there. And I asked them, what was your loss? They told me some minor things that they lost, some other things that they lost. So I put them on paper. The fireman that was around, some of them called me and said, are you developer? I said, yes, I'm the one. I said, yes, I'm on the scene. We're trying to assess what can be done to see what you have to do on the property. So when I check around for people that are living there, whose property are still there, I try to secure the property yesterday night because they have families there, so they can be at rest and sleep overnight on the property. And those that cannot sleep there, we try to see how they can move out for the meantime to see what can be done. So this morning I came there to see what can we do to assess the cost of how to put the house in order and move on. It's a shocking news I got, but then what I tried to do, I did not dwell my heart on it as I was driving down there. Though, at one point in time as I was driving down, I hit my car because of the shock. And I had my gear got spoiled along the line. But still, I got there with my heart and I tried to calm down till this morning to see what's happening. Couldn't even sleep overnight till this morning. But then, we need to move on.
Once again, the cooperation of the neighborhood plus the quick intervention of the relevant authority averted a day that would have turned a living hell for the entire area. However, extra precaution must be taken by all to forestall future occurrence, especially now that the Harmattan season gradually sets in. Let's revisit an earlier interview with the chief fireman of the state, Mr. Razak Fatikbe, on tips that should suffice and help us avert fire incident this season.
The first thing you must do is to make sure you get out of the house. And when you are getting out of the house, if it is possible for you to quickly lay your hand on your credentials. And that's why I've been telling people, make sure your credentials is in a place where it will be handy, where you can quickly pick it. Because nobody, an armed robber will not come to your house and steal your credentials. He doesn't need it. So, and if you have credentials intact, you can still secure jobs anywhere. Now, if you go out of the building, don't ever make an attempt to go back once you are out of the building, unless you are advised by the professionals, by firefighters to do so.
When an apartment is already engulfed, occupant must take precautionary measures to avoid complicating matters.
Everybody, the father, the mother, the children, must know how they lock the gate at night. I must know how it is opened. Because nobody knows who will discover fire. The first person to discover fire in the middle or in the heart of the night. What do you talk about? Somebody who only on one socket. The AC may probably be connected there. The fan is connected there. The television is connected and some other things. And before it rears its ugly head, it will have been warning you. Like the kind of candle that is produced nowadays, when you light it, you discover that it will bend on its own. So when it bends on its own, it is that part that contains naked light that will bend, and it will eventually later cause an outbreak. So don't ever go to bed, leave the candlestick on. It is good for you to make sure that you put it off before going to bed. Gas cylinders should not be kept in the kitchen. The problem we'll be having is that we tend to believe in security much more than safety. And we have forgotten that safety is encompassing. If you tell or ask some people, why did you keep your gas cylinder in the kitchen? They will tell you probably if they install it outside, it may result to being stolen away. So they are thinking about security. And you have forgotten that gaseous fire is a very difficult fire for firemen to fight. If there is a fire caused by gas, there is nothing you can do than just to make sure that you stop the fire. And how do you stop the fire? You go to where the gas cylinder is, lock up the valve. If you lock up the valve, it will stop the flow of the contents. And when that is stopped, then the fire will eventually goes out on its own. So let the gas cylinder be outside. So that if there is an outbreak of fire in the kitchen, you can quickly run outside and stab it and stop the fire from being fed from the gas cylinder. When you know that you have been able to run out of the building, quickly place a call to the fire service. We don't mind receiving 20 calls on only one emergency. That will tell us, and that will quickly tell us that our service is urgently needed. So when there's an emergency, quickly call the emergency toll-free line. Whether you have money on your phone, credit on your phone or not, the line works perfectly. 767 or 112, anytime there's an emergency.
Fire incidents are usually unexpected, which makes it very important for individuals, corporate bodies and government agencies to invest appropriately on firefighting knowledge, skills and equipment.